Hello there! This is a bit of a trailer I put together to show off the game Plebby Quest and the let's play I did and am doing of the scenarios, which is the game's story mode. Plebby Quest is a grand strategy game in a light version, meaning that the world is smaller with fewer nations and your means of influencing the world and its players is limited. The game still has many strategic components, however. First of all, the game is turn-based and the number of actions you can take is directly linked to your number of generals, each one being able to perform one action per turn. One of these actions is of course going into battle. When your armies engage in battle, you play a little minigame with your regiments and give them orders via carrier pigeons, which are delayed depending on how far they are from their general. The further you push into the enemy's territory, the harder it is to control the flow of battle. The diplomacy advisor informs you of your relationship with other nations. They can only come in 4 forms. Either you are at war, neutral towards each other, are trading partners, or you are allies. The relationship is simplified. It is mutual and linked between the two of you. You may pay nations to like you more or send them a gift. Other than that, the way you influence your standing with others is through actions on the map, such as declaring wars and expanding, or through being a more or less devout religious follower. There are 9 total actions you can take with your generals. 3 of these are administrative. You may dismiss them if you would rather hire a new general. You may check out their individual barracks to manage their regiments, or you may grant them a gift, basically bribing them to prevent them from deserting you. The normal 6 actions you can take are the Monastery, which has a subsection of actions, all of which can be taken once a turn apart from donation, in which you can donate gold in return for different resources or free regiments. But every price you take will leave a blank behind called a letter. You may choose to pray, which grants you an extra coin or more to spin when donating or making luxuries such as wine or shisha, aka tobacco. It also gives you an extra book or more to catalog. You may choose to catalog books, which yields you research points to spend in your research tree. When you catalog books, you play a minigame of 3 in a row, but you are awarded more points if 2 or more combinations of 3 in a row comes up. You may choose to produce luxuries, which yield you gold when sold. In this minigame, you roll a coin for every barrel or box you make, and if you roll a coin with the red face up, the quality increases by 1 star. Later into the research tree, you also unlock the ability to battle for holy relics, a resource used for special actions, as well as the pilgrimage, which uses a holy relic to level up the general, but locks his actions until they return from the pilgrimage. At the inn, you can fight ruffians to level your regiments and general and get some resources. Wandering generals might also visit and can be recruited through gold or by playing a minigame where you guess what cards they have. Basically, the cards represents different interests, and if successful, you manage to talk them into joining you. Here you can also pay off rebels who you would rather not fight. For a hefty fee, you can also rest at the inn, completely healing up your troops and resetting your morale. When you commence your troops, you lock them into an attack order, either to defend from an enemy attack or to attack an enemy's territory. Attacking always costs you resources. If they do not defend, you take the territory over, no questions asked. Otherwise, a battle ensues. Siege engines cost extra. When you police, you may either target a territory with dissent, or you may target rebels, in which a battle will occur. Failure to police your territory will lead to its seceding, and if it breaks the road connection between your capital and any other territory, those places will become neutrally controlled and ripe for others to take. Repairing walls lets you defend against attacks more easily. Resting will increase your morale as well as heal your troops by a logarithmic curve, meaning low-tier regiments heal more easily and high-tier regiments take much longer to heal up. It will always cost you resources that scale depending on the tiers of your regiments. This advisor lets you interact with your research, the bootcamp, and take out loans. The game has quite an expansive research tree, which will unlock abilities such as trading with different merchants, hiring more generals, attacking over sea routes, automatized orders in battle, up to tier 5 regiments, and improved efficiency and monastery actions. The bootcamp has newly trained regiments for sale. Their tiers can be increased through research or the black market. You may take out loans of 600 gold each, which I recommend you do once you have unlocked the merchants. Your religious advisor tells you of your standing in your religious community, either Christianity or Islam, whether it be Roman or Orthodox Christianity or Sunni or Shia Islam. The game's most interesting game mechanic, however, is the timeline. The timeline may only influence the scenario mode in the game, I am not sure, but it ties every scenario together into a whole that is larger than the separate parts. In the second scenario, Princess Maker, that I made a playlist of, watch it after this video, link in the description, we have to make a choice of either giving gold to our daughter 4 times or save up gold to pay back our outstanding debts instead. Without spoiling the story, I can tell you that the choices you make will influence at the very least the third scenario, Angels and Demons, where our daughter also has a part to play in the story. Perhaps the choices you make might even affect the outcome of the scenario in which they are made. I would have to replay a scenario to know for sure. Now, I really do recommend the game, but I feel that I have to point out that the developers of the game are Korean and that the translation into English gets really bad sometimes. And some of the lines in the dialogue seem so strange that I bet they are originally Korean idioms and sayings that they failed to find English counterparts to. Nevertheless, they still manage to convey good dialogue overall, and the scenarios have genuinely interesting plots that tie in well with the game mechanics. You'll find the game on Steam, or you can watch me play the game by clicking the link to the playlist at the end of the video or in the doobly-doo below. Thank you for watching!